Every village has a story they warn you about, but Shakchunni is the story that watches you ignore the warning. The village of Bhadrakali did not die suddenly. It faded, like a breath slowly held for too long. The road leading to it still existed, cracked and narrow, swallowed by weeds and dust. Buses passed it without stopping. Maps showed it faintly, like a mistake no one bothered correcting. But everyone in the surrounding towns knew its name and lowered their voices when they spoke it. Bhadrakali, a place where women stopped laughing first. Rohan arrived there just before dusk. He was tired, not just physically, but in the way people become tired when they have chased too many stories and started believing none of them. A freelance journalist, surviving on clicks and curiosity, he had built his name on exposing fake godmen, false miracles, and exaggerated folklore. When he heard about Shakchunni, he didn't feel fear. He felt opportunity. The locals at the tea stall on the highway had gone quiet when he mentioned the village. One man even crossed himself in panic, though no one remembered when Bhadrakali last had a temple that worked. Stories grow in empty places, Rohan said lightly, sipping his tea. That's all this is. The old woman behind the counter stared at him for a long moment. Some places are empty because they were fed, she said. Rohan laughed. The laughter did not follow him down the road. As he crossed the banyan tree at the village entrance, the air thickened. His phone lost signal instantly. Even the wind seemed to hesitate, brushing past leaves without making a sound. Red threads hung from the banyan's trunk, thousands of them, some faded, some fresh, some still damp. Rohan stepped past the tree. The village revealed itself slowly, like a memory being forced awake. Mud houses leaned against each other. Doors hung open, warped by heat and time. A hand pump dripped rust-colored water into a cracked basin. Children's sandals lay abandoned near a collapsed courtyard. It felt wrong in a way he couldn't explain. Not destroyed. Paused. Rohan chose a house near the well to set up for the night. It was larger than the others. 2 floors, a courtyard choked with weeds. The smell inside made his stomach tighten. Burnt wood, iron, and something faintly sweet, like old flowers left too long in the sun. He placed his bag down. That was when he heard bangles. Soft, clinking, behind him. He turned sharply. A woman stood near the doorway. Her skin was greenish, dull like old metal left in rain. Her hair was thick, tangled, curling unnaturally around her shoulders. One eye glowed yellow. The other seemed collapsed inward, like it had been pressed too hard from inside. She wore a white sari, scorched at the edges. "You didn't ask," she said. Her voice scraped the air, dry and brittle. Rohan's heart slammed against his ribs. "Ask what?" "To enter," she replied. Her lips stretched into a smile that showed too many teeth. "Men never ask." The lamp burst. Darkness swallowed the room whole. Rohan woke up screaming. Morning light poured through the broken roof. Birds chirped. The village looked ordinary, abandoned but harmless. He laughed shakily. "Stress," he muttered. "Just stress." His camera lay beside him. It was on. The footage showed him sleeping, and her standing over him. All night, watching, Rohan ran. He reached the well at the center of the village. The smell there was worse. Iron and rot. He leaned over and gagged. Bones. Small ones. Tangled with bangles, anklets, strands of hair still clinging to skulls. "You saw her, didn't you?" He spun around. An old man stood behind him, barefoot, clothes torn, eyes sunken with exhaustion. "She marks those who see her," the man whispered. "You should have left before sunset." "What is she?" Rowan asked. The old man swallowed. "She was a woman, once. Decades ago, Badr Kali had accused a young wife of witchcraft. Her husband had brought the accusation. He had wanted another woman. The village listened to him because he was a man. They tied her to a post. They lit the fire. She screamed until her voice tore itself apart. And when she died, something stayed awake. She comes at dusk." The man said, "She looks at men first, then women, then children. She doesn't kill quickly." Rohan felt cold crawl up his spine. "Why am I still alive?" The old man looked at him with pity. "Because she hasn't finished remembering you yet." That night, the village changed. Shadows stretched wrong. Houses breathed. Rohan heard footsteps following him wherever he went, always stopping when he turned around. He tried to leave. The road bent back on itself. Every path led him to the banyan tree. The red threads looked fresh now. Wet. "You don't get to leave stories unfinished," Shakchunni whispered behind him. Her hand pressed against his chest. Something slipped out of him. Not his heart. Something quieter. When morning came, Rohan could no longer see his reflection in water, or mirrors. Days passed, or nights. Time folded in on itself. Shakchunni appeared more often, sometimes smiling, sometimes screaming, sometimes crying like a child who had lost her mother. She showed him memories. Women dragged by hair, locked doors, firelight reflected in cruel eyes. "You watched," she hissed. "You always watch." "I wasn't there," Rowan screamed. "You are now." He felt her inside his thoughts, arranging them, reshaping them. He began remembering things that weren't his. The sound of burning skin, the smell of fear, the betrayal of someone you trusted standing still while you died. The village woke up. Lights burned in houses that had been empty for years. Voices returned. People walked again. But they were wrong. Their eyes never blinked. They smiled too slowly. "They are my memories," Shakchunni said. "I keep them alive so I don't forget." One night, Rohan realized the truth. She no longer needed the village. She needed him, a witness, a carrier. When he screamed, the sound traveled beyond Badr Kali. When he remembered, others dreamed. When he feared, she fed. The curse was moving, through stories, through belief, through him. At dawn, a bus stopped near the banyan tree. A man stepped down, holding a camera. Rohan smiled at him. "Welcome," he said softly. And somewhere behind him, bangles clinked,